Trying on different personalities might be a way to discover who we are meant to be. Of course, it's true to say that God wants us to be ourselves, but believe me, the distance between God's dream for us and the person we currently are is what we call sin. So trying on different personalities might be a way to discover who we're meant to be. If nothing else, it gives our tired, self-centered ego a rest. When you start to imitate someone else, you pull yourself out of who you think you are, and you try to take on what someone else does or the way someone else acts. It makes a difference. The goal of adult pretending is not to become another person. It's to be liberated from the suffocating sense of self by emulating the best of what we find in others. You might ask, well, shouldn't we pretend to be Jesus? Indeed we should. But let me tell you something. That does not seem to have gotten most of us all that far. You can wear the bracelet all you want, what would Jesus do? But I think the most tangible way of doing this is by imitating what those around us do. Years ago, I read a great article in Life magazine, and it was titled, "So This Is What a Saint Looks Like." And here's the description. It's an image of a black woman who's working in a children's hospital in Chicago. And she stands 4 feet 10. Now, doesn't that sound like Olga? Who knows Olga? Doesn't that sound like Olga? 4 feet 10, ashen gray hair, swept up tightly from her face and neck, braided into a coronet, adorned with 6 hairpins. And she's 75. And she has maladies and pains that cry out from her head to chest, her bowels to her joint. Misshapen. She has a warped spine, a bony hump behind her right shoulder, a truncated torso, arms that dangle to her knees, and knuckles that are the size of small walnuts. Smiling, a radiant smile that never looks tired or forced or feigned. Talking, always talking, as if she too might cease if the words ever did. Touching, as often as she senses a person wants to be touched in the emergency room. On the forehead, on the wrist, on the chest, pressing gently until she can feel the tension in those people and the fear in them beginning to dissipate. Joking, so filled with jokes that the people in the emergency room await for her arrival just to get pumped up for the day. It's hard work, this saint's life. It's hard work being Miss Fennydale Pepys. Miss Fennydale Pepys carried so much pain that she could have, convulsed as it seemed, carry even more pain. Reached out and lifted it off the hearts of other people, like those baffled folks in the children's waiting room. She took on their pain, she took on their fear of death, and made it her own, and made herself feel alive. She had a boundless desire to help because she has a boundless desire to fill. But for all she has missed, her life is a profoundly worthy life. So if a Picasso's Mother and Child, or a Pavarotti's High C, or the tender touch of Miss Fennydale Pepys can move a human heart to rhapsody, what joy you and I are capable of giving if we carry Christ all day, everywhere we go. We do it by being who we are, by being Christ-like. Paradoxically, not by natural gifts, not by the vast knowledge that you might possess or the super strength that you might have, not because you have the world by the tail, rather because of the startling principle proposed by St. Paul. When I am weak, that is when God is strong. The unique feature of our art, the art of being Christ, which makes our art different from Scorsese or Martin, is that our strength lies in our weakness if we let the Lord take hold of us. For as Christ said to St. Paul, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." So let Christ take hold of you, and you will bring healing to people you never imagined. Live the passion, and you will recognize your calling. Love God passionately, and your world will begin to change. Because of you, someone will experience a typical day, an ordinary day, with new eyes. Because of you, someone may have ears open and hear Christ speaking to them. Because of you, someone might feel the touch of God, will find truth and beauty and goodness in the world that often seems so desperately bleak and empty. Someone will discover from you that to be genuinely Catholic, to be truly Christian, is to be alive with love and laughter. So, let me conclude. Last Sunday, we heard this wonderful story from the book of Exodus about Moses.